Hi everyone, Matt Titcomb here from Peak InfoSec. Today, we're going to talk about the new Level 2, Level 3 practices in the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. This is only going to be part 1 of 2. The second half of all the practices will be in our next video. So the chart that you see up in front of you is from one of our previous videos where we broke down the framework from CMMC. The light tan and the dark tan make up the 110 requirements that are already in NIST SP 800-171 and encompass the bulk majority of the CMMC. Now, Level 2 and 3 now add in 20 additional new requirements that primarily come from NIST SP 853 and the NIST Cybersecurity Framework. So let's take a look at these by domain. So when we look at all the 17 domains, we can immediately see that there's 8 domains that have no requirement changes to them. Well, the first ones we'll see is asset management. Then after that, we start to see other technical requirements around the system and information integrity and system and communications protection families. The last one we see is really around situational awareness and audit and accountability. These requirements are really driving us to look at full-blown SIM capabilities. We'll get into more of that later on. Now this is what we're going to cover today in part 1. Part 2, we're going to move on to the second half where we see in recovery and incident response a larger focus on dealing with malware and malicious actions. Then we also see an expansion in risk management overall and security assessment as a part of that overall risk management increase. So let's take a look at asset management. Define the procedures for handling of CUI data. That's always been kind of implicit, but now they're calling it out explicitly. So this control feels like you just got gibbsed or head slapped because you haven't been doing your job in setting procedures for the handling of CUI data. You're right. DoD is specifically calling this one out with a lot more attention because what has happened in their investigations and audits is that people did not define things, did not set marking and labeling standards, and did not establish controls for effectively handling CUI data. This one will be looking for heavily documented, repeatable procedures. So moving on to system and communications protection, one of the new requirements is that all administrative functions must be done only from across secured communications. Not shocking, but again, it's something that they felt they needed to call out explicitly. So the new requirement is to use encrypted sessions from all of your network traffic when you're executing privileged functions. This means using HTTPS, SSL, secure RDP, TLS, etc. when you're administering devices. No more can use straight HTTP. Our next one is to implement domain name filtering. If you're doing anything with a next-gen firewall already, you've got this covered. Well, at least I hope you do. Likewise, your endpoint protection should be providing you more than just straightforward antivirus, anti-malware. They're looking for URL filtering on the endpoints also. For us, we recommend closely using a combination of Fortinet and Sophos. We just find it works really well and should cover this requirement as far as we know right now. Our next one is to implement a policy restricting the publication of CUI. On public websites. This is just a straightforward policy requirement that you'll have to follow up with non-technical proof that you've trained your people on this policy. So the system and information integrity new requirements that you see on the screen are specific to protecting yourselves against spam and phishing attacks. Now, 2 parts to this is apply that phishing protection. They're looking for sandboxing capabilities that are going to be able to detect malicious URLs and malicious attachments. For us, the majority of our clients were recommending they go to Office 365. Office 365 with Microsoft Advanced Threat Protection provides this capability The next system and information integrity requirement is to protect your email from forgery. Fundamentally, this is pretty easy and straightforward. It's implementing SPF, DKIM, and DMARC protections. It's all technical and it'll be easy to prove when the auditors come. Moving on to audit and accountability. This one is another head slap. Yes, you need to review your audit logs. Many people interpreted the original NIST SP 800-171 if you just need to collect them. There's not a hard requirement to simply review them. That being said, it's going to be really hard to review them. So this is where we're going to depend a lot on the SIM and tuning it to do a lot of that automatic reviewing for you all. The other part of this is that you need to receive and respond to cyber threat intelligence. Okay, there's two parts to this. Non-technically, you need to join an ISAC or an ISAO or other comparable information sharing group. Signing up for threat intelligence emails, you need to keep up with what's going on. Technically, you need to integrate your threat intelligence feeds into your SIM. What does that mean? If you've been using ELK or other tools that simply provide you log aggregation and reporting functions, they don't meet the requirement. Now what we like, straightforward to keep life easy, we like Rapid7. To us, I can get it out of the box. You're not spending time to tune, tweak, and tailor. It just does it easy. So we kind of recommend Rapid7 in this one to fulfill this. Likewise, your processes need to account for the incident response and threat mitigations. Future and more advanced requirements will actually require you to develop training and testing of your incident response around your threat intelligence information. So in our next video, we're going to cover in part 2 the increased risk management functions in both the risk management and security assessment domains, and the increased attention on recovering from real-world incidents in the recovery and incident response domains. Again, if you think you have time to wait, you're wrong. There's a lot of work to do to get all of this covered and documented and built out for the new requirements around the CMMC. So if you need a hand with any of this, please feel free to visit our website, OSD's website on the CMMC CMMC accreditation body, or contact us at info@peakinfosec.com, or you can call us at 719-327-0110. Thank you.